Hello everyone, I'm Zahra from Moodle MOOC 13. Here in week 2 we want to see what type of practices and activities Moodle provides for us. For this reason we are in teacher practice area and I have chosen a topic, an empty topic. I want to explore some of the practices here. Now I go to this button and turn the editing on first of all. Okay, and beside this plus we read add an activity or resource. Let's go to it. Here is the list of activities and resources. I've already talked about activities. Now let's go to resources. Okay, here in the list of resources we've got books, file, folders. We can add files or folders, label, lightbox gallery, pages, and also we can add posters and URLs. For posters, for example, the poster module enables a teacher to make a page out of blocks such as the HTML block, comments, etc., dragging and dropping them to the preferred location. Okay, and their explanation goes on. And for instance, for the page module enables a teacher to create a web page resource using the text editor. Okay, and also a long explanation tells us how to work with it. Lightbox gallery enables participants to view a gallery of images, labels, and now we can see what a label does. Folders, files, and books, including different chapters, can be other resources added to our course. I have already added a few practices and resources to this topic. Now let's see how we can add some more. For example, here one resource here is Lightbox. I can add some more and then I can use label in order to separate and organize my activities. Let's go to label to see how label can help me organize resources and practices. Here I added a label. As you see, the general characteristics, label text. Okay, I can write practices because first of all I added some practices. Okay, I can make it a bit more attractive by adding some color, changing font page, font size, and everything. Then there are some other settings, common module settings. If I want the text be shown on the course page, I may want to restrict access to it based on excuse me, based on the different activities or resources I want to or different conditions I want to be met. Activity completion also tells me students can manually mark an activity as completed, but here I don't have anything to do with this because I'm using this label only for separating different parts and organizing my page rather than any activity. Okay, now I've got practice here. Let's take the practice up to the top. And then, okay, this is one resource. Let's add a label for separating a resource. Okay. Resources. Again, we can choose different topics, different colors, fonts, size. Okay, save it. Let's see now how our page looks like. Of course, there is much more to these resources than just organizing a page, but first of all I used it for this reason. Now there's a light box. I want to add some more, for instance, a poster. I would like also to add a book, okay, for poster. Let's simply call it poster 1. I can add a description here, explain something, then again, common module settings, restrictions, activity completion condition, etc. And tags. I can also add some tags to be used as a keyword. Okay. Now let's add one book. Then we can go to them to see how they work. Book 1. Again, we've got the same setting, description, appearance. Let's see what we can do with the appearance. Chapter formatting based on numbers. It can be based on bullets, indented, and then style of navigation, images, text, common module setting, show on course page. Okay, we can set it to be shown on the course page. We can also add an ID number for identifying the activity or resource for purposes such as grade calculation or custom reporting. I am not going to restrict it and put any condition for it now, but for activity completion, for instance, students can manually mark the activity as completed. Do not indicate activity completion. Students can show activity as completed when conditions are met. I'm not gonna set any condition here for reading a book because maybe they want to read it at different time, or maybe they want to download something and read that one. Okay, do not indicate activity completion. If I want to set a date, then I should enable this part and set a date except completed. Expect this activity, this resource is expected to be completed on this time, but since it is a resource and not an activity, my aim is not to be completed at a particular time. I would like to set these conditions mainly for activities, not resources. I want resources to be there and student learners can use them all the time. Okay, as you see, I've got a list of my activities and resources. Here, if I want to make any change or add to it, I should go to edit setting. I can move it, I can hide or delete it. For the light box, we should add some, perhaps we should add some images. I'm not seeing here the place I can add the image, but we should see them now the way that a learner can view it. So let's turn the editing off and see how this page can be viewed by a learner. Okay, some of these are ticked because I have already done something on them. These are done when we set it as when the learners can mark it as done, poster, and think. Okay, lightbox. Here no images were found in this gallery. I can add image here. So students can add images by dragging and dropping or just by doing. Oops. Okay, let's leave this part. I don't have any particular image at this time available. If I add the add file, then I should click add images, but now I cancel it. Return to the topic 1. Okay, let's see how the poster might be used by a learner. Oops. I should have done something on the poster for the students. I should again turn the editing on and add something to the poster. But what about book? I haven't added any chapter, but let's see what a student can do. Tags, no selection. Chapter title. Chapter 1, subchapter. I can also specify some subchapter, but it's only available once the first chapter has been created. The content of chapter can be added here, and tags can help us find it easier. Oops. This was a required field. So as a learner, I can make some changes in it as well. Let's go back to the topic. Okay, again, I should turn the editing on and make different changes in these resources. I'm sure these are very, very useful resources for learner, for teaching purposes, and Moodle has provided us with all these useful resources and activities. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a nice time.